obviously this week is Venom week, and Venom: The Last Dance is dropping this Thursday, and it's just been a pretty wild road to Venom. And I think that a lot of people, I feel like, aren't as excited, but a lot of people are very interested. So um I really wanted to dig into just Venom in general and the Sony universe. So Jerry, so how do you feel about Venom: The Last Dance? Like, are you excited? Are you not excited? Like, what is your emotions?
I think it's going to be a good movie. I don't think it's going to blow us away. Like I think it's going to be fun and it's going to be entertaining. To be more specific than just good. Listen, one of the things Sony does a great job with, and I know there's going to be people who are going to roast me, but like they do a good job with the effects. They do a good job with the sound, and for a movie like this, that's important. Tom Hardy is a phenomenal actor. He delivers in the role. The first Venom I thought was better than good. I don't know if I would say great, but like I didn't have high expectations for it, so I was really happy with it. And then Venom: Let There Be Carnage, like it was fun, but it wasn't a good movie. I think that everyone's hopes are up for this one. The trailer did a lot of work. I think the title is doing a lot more work than people realize. And I also think obviously Null is the biggest thing here. But before they announced Null, people were excited for this movie. Like things like the symbiote horse that was in the first leak or the first like short trailer, whatever it was, that was trending online. That had people going crazy.
I thought that, I mean, per usual, right? This movie has sold hard off of what it has the past two films, theories, and the possible thoughts of it connecting to Spider-Man. And I do think, I'm going to be honest, like I am not expecting it to be drop dead amazing. And I the Venom 2, I hated it. I thought it was complete utter trash. Venom 1 is watchable, but it's just not my cup of tea. All I care about, to be honest, when it comes to Venom: The Last Dance, is the ending. Because my theory is that Eddie Brock will become the King in Black. He will be the symbiote god, and he will be in control of all of the symbiotes. I think that Tom Hardy has been selling this thought that Eddie Brock is going to die, and I think there's a reason behind that, because I think there's going to be something greater that they have planned for Eddie Brock. And with the announcement of, which we have on our docket, but with the announcement of the Spider-Verse versus the Venomverse, I wouldn't be shocked if that could maybe come to live action sooner than we think. But I really love this idea of Eddie Brock becoming the symbiote god in the Sony, universe, and the possible thoughts of that connecting to the MCU as well. So yeah, man.
There
I, I
was
think I think Eddie Brock has something. I think there's something special planned for Tom Hardy. Like I don't think he's done as Eddie Brock.
100%. And like I always say, they teased in Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, the post credits teased the Tom Holland, Tom Hardy, Venom crossover, and No Way Home also teased it in the post credits. So if they don't ever cross over, I am going to be disappointed. You cannot hint at that in two movies and then not do it. Also, I think that they're going to do it. And the reason that I think they're going to do it, money talks, bro. And if they do a Tom Holland Spider-Man, Tom Hardy Venom movie, that movie is going to do $1 billion. And they would market the hell out of it. It would have the kind of run that Deadpool and Wolverine just had.
Even larger, way larger than that, to be honest. Man,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
What?
And by the
Spidey and
way,
Venom?
Venom, like, I should look into this, but Venom is like literally the perfect villain for Spider-Man. They basically have the same powers. They look similar. I think Venom was created to be the perfect Spider-Man villain, and ever since he first, hit the comics with the Todd McFarlane stuff, he just blew up. Or was it Todd McFarlane or David Michelini? Regardless, I mean, this is like they made Venom in a lab, to be, no pun intended. I shouldn't have said that. The best way to do a pun is to not intentionally do it and not say no pun intended or pun intended, because once you say it, it's a lose-lose situation because it's just corny. But you get the point. Venom is like basically made in a lab, in a comic book creator lab, to be the perfect villain for Spider-Man, other than the fact that the symbiote was created in space and ends up in a lab and all that good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And bro, I also love how Marvel is expanding the symbiote to fit like to now where the symbiote can be everywhere, and I love how they are diving deeper into the symbiote lore and tying in Null, and now there's a heaven for symbiote god and stuff. Like, I just love how they're trying to expand that lore, and how they're making it super is the word galactic if we're like talking about space.
Cosmic.
Cosmic, sorry. Yeah, they're making it super cosmic, and I think that like any way to expand the lore of the symbiotes, it expands the lore of Spider-Man. So now we have a reason why Spider-Man can go to space. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
count me in, bro. Count me in. And to be honest, bro, the symbiotes low-key give me like a Transformers vibe, like how like the Autobots come from come from one planet and then they end up on Earth. Like it kind of gives me that like that kind of vibe a little bit. So
What's interesting is that DC has done such a good job for a long time in many different eras and iterations of Gotham spin-offs and characters, and they did Penguin, they did the Gotham show, and so many of these do so well. And Sony they've hit with a couple, but they've had more misses with the Sony spin-off universe. And there's no reason that like they shouldn't be performing as well as Penguin. And I know one's a TV show and one's a movie, but like I don't know. I just think that this movie, there's no reason it shouldn't be a banger. There Penguin doesn't have Batman, and it's awesome. Like, villain-centric projects should work. And I know a lot of people are like against it and they don't think that it should be like, but if you think about how good so many of the villains are, they should be able to stand alone without the hero and still have compelling stories and fledged out IP.
yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of villain led films at all. But I do think that with Venom it's a little different because he's more of an anti-hero. I just wish that the Venom War comic book, bro, came out like freaking years in advance before the Venom 1 movie came out, because if they were able to build like Venom War and in the live action movies from the start, I think it would have made Venom a little more interesting. And to be honest, what makes the Penguin work so well is because he had the start in the Batman film, right? So like people were attracted to Colin Farrell's acting as Penguin based off of how good he was in the freaking movie, right? And just imagine how bigger Venom would have been if we first saw him with Tom Holland Spider-Man. Like just imagine how larger and how connected the plots would have been. Like, and I hate sticking up for Sony, which I hate. Because I mean, this is low key their fault because they can't negotiate with Marvel about this. But like, I do think it hurts, Venom with the fact that like there's been like almost no connection to the MCU Spider-Man at all. And if there was a connection to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, I think this could have set the SUMC to be something very successful, or even having someone like Andrew Garfield coming back, or having a Spider-Man for the Sony universe.